watch out, cause I'm here now and I'm staying. Claws out, this the fight that I've been craving. I know there's something inside of me, but it's been masked by fear and anxiety. But no more, I'ma break out of the chains. Let's defiantly. Go! I'm waking up, this ain't enough. All of my dreams were starting to rust, but I believe that I can adjust. Positive thoughts, I'm starting to trust. Nothing's deserved unless you work. Something of worth requires an urge. I have been hurt by those at their worst, but that gave me will, some power, a surge.
And they know that I won't surrender, so they fear me as a contender. When I fight, they always remember, yeah. I will be known, I won't let go. I will not stop, I will be great. I will be known, I won't let go. I will not stop, I will be great. We came here to conquer, like we're monsters. We can last much longer, we do this forever. We came here to conquer, like we're monsters. And we can last much longer. I am a hunter, I've been filled with demons and hunger. I am the thunder, I command the masses in numbers. Look at the fear in their eyes, this is what happens when you are surprised. It's time to meet your demise, just call me Zeus and look to the sky. Everything's amplified, no they cannot deny, I will be rectified. If you dissect me, find scar tissue left behind, injuries that define me to my core. They'll hear me roar like never before, the pain I absorbed is feeding my core. I'm hard to ignore, I'll beat down your door. If you wanted war, well then you got war.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the 4th episode of the Around the Valley podcast. Got some stuff to cover here. Of course, I got my two co-hosts with me, Fifth and YTC. Say what's up to the people.
What's up, people?
What's up, chat?
And we got our first guest, first of many guests, my good childhood friend of mine. He's a New York Giants fan. He just started doing YouTube. What's up, Darren? Say what's up to everybody.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on?
What's up, Darren?
What's up, Big D?
What's up, Darren? Big Blue in the house.
My computer, like I said, it's unfortunately not working, so we're just gonna go ahead and get straight to the point. So I got some banners on here, and they are in order too. So a little bit of drama going on in Tampa Bay. Mike Evans potentially leaving Tampa Bay because contract talks are kind of not going through in a big way. So, Randy, thoughts on Mike Evans maybe leaving Tampa?
The writing might be on the wall when it comes to the franchise with the Buccaneers right now. Chris Godwin's another guy that you could potentially maybe see on the out. Rashad White, if he ends up having himself a really good year. But obviously right now we're talking Mike Evans. Mike Evans being one of, if not one of the best wide receivers coming into the league when he came into the league. Man, what, 9 straight or 12 straight 1,000-yard seasons? I mean, shit, when he broke it in 2014,
yeah,
now
I still think he holds the record.
Yeah, 2017 he got 1 yard over 1,000 yards, so he kept the streak alive that following year. 15-24, 11-57 following year after that. Obviously last year he had 11-24 with some so-so QB play, but we're talking about Baker Mayfield here, and when we say so-so quarterback play, we don't associate Baker Mayfield with that kind of play. So for me, being 29, he's already got himself a ring thanks to the biggest cheater in NFL history. So right now, is he ring chasing, or is this at this point is he wanting to solidify his legacy and hopefully maybe if he does want out, land somewhere where he can continue on that 1,000-yard clip. So for me, I'd love to see it. We haven't seen that in the NFL. Like YTC said, he holds the record. So for me, if I'm him, yeah, the writing's on the wall. I'd probably get out as quick as I can.
Can I add
maybe one?
And I just want to point out, Tom Brady beat the Seahawks, so therefore it wasn't cheating. I just want to throw that. I guess. So before I get to YTC, because I already know what the two people below me are going to say to this question, but if Mike Evans leaves Tampa Bay, what's the first team that comes to mind?
Well, first two teams, I would say, you know what? I might even throw this team out there. I'm going your number one Giants, number two. You know what? Call me crazy. Maybe the Rams. Maybe the Rams.
Interesting.
I had this epiphany earlier, right? That maybe the Rams don't have a really solid receiving core outside of Cooper Kupp because he's coming off an ACL tear. That maybe they want another complementary piece to rely on as he rehabs his injury. I think they may want to have another guy to help Stafford, get the ball out quicker, obviously, and you not have to rely on the other, unproven commodities at wide receiver and the lack of depth they have. As for the Giants, obviously us, Mike Evans would change a lot because it would get Waller more 1v1s, or it would get him 1v1s because he's drawing double attention, and also Saquon gets open, so teams can't stack the box no more. The more weapons you put on the outside, you have to accumulate for those weapons, and then it opens up one phase of the side of the field, or it's more of a pick your poison. That's basically the impact he would have if he comes to the Giants, especially for a consistent 1K receiver going to a top, top contender from last year and having a fringe top 10 in my opinion, and a consistent top 15 quarterback according to the league standards. But yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Darren?
I completely agree with that. But I just want to add on to what Next Shift was saying. I feel like if he's were to stay in Tampa Bay, it's going to be his last straw. I don't feel like he would be valued enough if he stays one more year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he racks up 1,000 yards a year, so if he goes to that team, especially teams that need receivers right now, I'd throw Baltimore in there maybe because OBJ is on a 1-year deal. He's not there for the long term. So I could throw the Ravens in there. Teams that
that'd be crazy. Lamar and him.
I got the Bills too. I know they can't afford him, but if there was some way to
crazy. Just imagine how crazy.
Gabe Davis is at their number 2. Like, he's not really a number 2, I feel, in my eyes. He's more of a number 3. So you go Stephon Diggs, Mike Evans, Gabe Davis. That's a scary combo too. But for me,
that's a scary duo right
the Giants too. I could see the Giants.
He'd be the missing link to our offense.
Oh yeah.
One of their biggest needs, I'd say, they have the worst receiving core as of last year. We don't know what they're doing this year, but we'll get to our teams here in a little bit. I mean,
What's up, Coach?
So what's up, Coach? How you doing? So he's got I think it was 1 year left on his deal.
Cracking, Coach.
So if he stays, for one more year, I mean, could we maybe see him get traded at the trade deadline if things don't work out with Baker? I mean, that's another question.
I was thinking that could be a possibility.
Yeah.
Especially with contenders that need that last piece to make a run, like the Giants or the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and God forbidding any injuries too up until the trade deadline.
And plus, he's got 1 year left on his deal too. So, you think Tampa Bay wouldn't mind trading him for some value?
And peep game, Tierra. Peep game. This has been done before with Amari Cooper with the Cowboys, because if I didn't recall, the Cowboys were 3-5 before they traded for him. And look at how, what happens after they traded for Amari Cooper. It changed the whole dynamic of the offense and how Dak played that year, and they made the playoffs. Obviously, it was the turning point of what a number one threat can do. That just goes to show you it's crazy, what one piece can, changes the trajectory of an offense.
Yeah, but I mean, Tampa Bay, if you look at, they're looking at finishing last anyway in their division, or at least I think. I mean, I could see them, if not for my team or for the Raiders, maybe they can try to get Caleb Williams, maybe. But I mean, Tampa Bay, that's why I could see him get traded at the deadline before they let him walk. I mean, Tampa Bay could get some serious value for Mike Evans for the rebuilding process that they could be entering pretty soon. But speaking of that, so Coach says the Giants cannot afford his contract is for $13 million for this year.
I mean, we were structured.
We could use him as a rental for a 1 year rental.
Coach, I didn't know if you heard about earlier. We restructured Daniel Jones' contract. I think we cleared up about $6 to $8 million in cap space. It might be an indicator we might get him, and we might be restructuring more contracts to bring him in.
And they already restructured. They already restructured Daniel Jones' contracts. I saw that. So, I mean, maybe that some of that could be a piece for trying to get Mike Evans or someone that they do need. But enough of that. Even though that's an interesting topic, because I mean, one of the most underrated receivers, I think. But first kickoff Thursday night is 3 days away. So Detroit versus Kansas City. No, it's none of our teams. So we're just going to get straight to the other games. So I have a lot of Giants fans here, not just on the panel, but in the chat as well. So I'm going to start with the Giants. And Darren or YTC, I'll let one of you guys go. But the Giants and Cowboys, Sunday night football, week 1.
What's up,
Give
Joseph?
us a little bit of a preview on how you expect the game to go and how do you see your team doing on Sunday night football?
I'll let YTC go first.
Well, for the Giants, it's obvious. Dak has our number. It's no secret out there. He's practically had the number of the entire NFC East, but mostly us as well. I think we haven't beaten him since his rookie year in 2016. It just goes to show you, how badly coached and how badly, we were throughout those years. And now, we're finally turning the page, it seems. But yeah, the key to that game for us is obviously controlling the clock against Dallas's defense, because the more longer Dallas's defense is on the field, the more it benefits us at home, being the home team, controlling the clock. And especially if you have a lead, it helps, the defense stay rested so we can, keep getting consistent pressure to Dak Prescott. The way we're going to win this game is if our offense, shows, a new sign of evolution and a new sign of, progressing in the system. For the defense, I think we have a better shot winning with our defense than offense. I think our front seven can get the Dak as well, because I think we improved a lot in the middle interior position. We added more depth at the defensive tackle position, and also we have more rotating pieces around the pass rush. I do think we'll be able to crack at Dak. It's just a matter of us getting those crucial 3 and outs and us, changing the trajectory and, us getting, more time of possession and obviously keeping the lead away so we can win this game on our own terms.
All right. Before I get to Darren, Blue City Empire Sports has a question. How do you guys feel about the New York Giants claiming former Eagles tight end Tyree Jackson? I think that's what he meant to say.
Probably another practice squad piece. We have Kaiser and Bellinger and Waller over him.
Further in. All right. Let's see. Joseph has the Giants beating the Cowboys in a close game, a walk-off field goal. Get on Kid says Mike McCarthy can't manage the clock to save his life. Yeah, pretty much.
I have the exact same thing, Joseph. I think we'll win 23-21. I did predict it in my pick'ems that we'll win on a game-winning field goal from Gano, 23-21.
All right. So, and guys, feel free to ask questions. We try to engage with the chat a lot, so feel free to do that. But Darren, go ahead, give your preview, and then after you're done, I actually have a question for both of you guys about the game. So, Darren, go ahead. What do you think?
All right. So, like YTC said, Dak has had our number for the last how many years? Yeah, we just have to really control the clock, and it's really going to depend on the pass blocking for Daniel Jones. But I have us winning 27-24.
27-24. So, I have a question for the Giant fans on here and in the so I'm going to ask Randy this too, and I'm going to give my opinion when I get to my team. But who is your X factor for your team, offense and defense? Who do you guys think is going to be the MVP for your team and on Sunday?
Oh, Sunday?
Yeah.
You know
Sunday.
what? Saquon Barkley. Because he's drawing up, blitzes, drawing front sevens. They're probably going to play us the same way they played us last year. They're going to stack the box and force Jones to be a thrower, because I believe nobody respects Jones as a thrower, and they don't respect his ability to scramble out the pocket, which is going to open up Waller early on and open up those other guys on the outside. They're going to, respect the run more than the pass. So I think, the X factor in this game is Saquon Barkley, getting those early runs on. So that way, we can, draw more, stack boxes, and we can draw more open guys like Waller and the other guys getting open to win this game, and then vice versa. Those guys have to, compensate through coverage. Then it opens up Saquon, with less man in the box, and him to pick up those runs and be explosive after the contact. He's one of those running backs in the league for sure.
All right, Saquon Barkley and defense.
Oh, defense. You know who I think it'll be on defense? The X factor in this game is I think Dexter Lawrence, he has to, he's one of the leading guys in our front seven, that gets constant pressure on 1v1s. I think he was number 1 in the league, or right behind Chris Jones, when he had singular pressure. Among other defensive tackles in the league, he had the most by like a 30-plus margin. So it's definitely, we got to, help him out by getting pressure along the side. So that way, Dexter Lawrence doesn't get covered. Kayvon Thibodeau doesn't get double covered. Those other guys don't get covered. So, yeah, Dexter Lawrence is one of the keys in this matchup to getting to that front, to getting the Dak. We got to get pressure.
All right. So before I get to Darren, the chat's blowing up right now. I love the audience right now. So question: who do you guys got winning Thursday? Chiefs and Lions.
Chiefs, 100%.
Got the Chiefs winning.
Yeah, I got the Lions in an upset.
Chiefs, but I agree with Coach right there. When we do get short field opportunities, we do have to keep putting up points. Any slight amount of mercy towards an offense like Dallas is just showing them mercy and basically asking them to basically go for the kill. If you're showing any slight ounce of mercy, I do agree with Coach there.
Yeah, but for Thursday, I got the Chiefs winning. I said 31-23. I think that was my score prediction. But Blue City says, how do you feel about Hyatt changing his number to 13 and Isaiah Simmons going to number 19?
19 looks better. 19 looks better already than Kenny Galladay. And Hyatt.
9 in Arizona look better. But anyway.
13 on a wide receiver looks nice too, especially when he's quick.
I wanted Hyatt to go to 15. I thought 15 would have looked cool on Hyatt, but that works too. And plus, it's a big role, to fill the OBJ shoes because the other two guys that wore 13 couldn't do that. So we'll see.
So Darren, YTC gave his. Who do you think will be the MVP for your team this Sunday for offense and defense?
Okay, so for offense, I'm going to flip what he said. I think the key to this game is going to be Darren Waller. Being able to get behind defenses and open up the run for Saquon Barkley. And on defense, I'm going to stick the same. Dexter Lawrence, 100%.
All right. And Randy, since you're an NFC guy, I'll just want to ask, who do you think is going to win? Cowboys, Giants? I know we said this a lot last episode, but in the fifth.
Fuck the Cowboys, and so the Giants just by a million.
Yep.
So.
There
I
we
like
go.
this guy.
Yeah.
Feelings mutual.
All right, but yeah, I think so. I mean, I could see the Giants winning, but I said Cowboys 27-23, and history doesn't lie, and it says so. While yes, I could see the Giants winning. They are at home. It's week 1. Anything could happen. They haven't beaten Dak Prescott since his rookie year. So me personally, while yes, this is probably the best Giants team I think Dak Prescott's going to be facing week 1. Until the Giants beat Dak Prescott, I just can't. I don't think I could really pick it, but I could see the Giants winning though. Both teams are really good, but it is week 1. Anything happens in week 1, so we'll see how it is. But Coach says MVP will be the O-line.
That's my second.
For both offense and defense.
I think that's my second, MVP right there. Obviously, our defensive line, because when we played the Cowboys, both meetings, they were constantly getting pressure on Jones. Jones was consistently having to scramble out, run for his life, just to get a ball out, and barely to be on target because he was getting too much pressure on. So yeah, that's the key right there. What Coach said, we got to see significant play from our offensive line, specifically Evan Neal coming into year 2. He had a struggle in his rookie year, but I hope he takes the same growth as Andrew Thomas, not be exactly Andrew Thomas, but grow as big as he did, in terms of talent and athleticism.
100% agree with that, YTC. 100%.
And Joseph agreed. Yep. All right. So what's up, Will Spongy? Just saw him walk in here at the right time. So Randy, your Philadelphia Eagles are taking on the New England Patriots in week 1.
Yep.
Little bit of a preview. How do you think, or how do you expect that game to go? And just how do you think the game's gonna pan out?
Yeah, everybody knows it's a Bill Belichick ran team with obviously his son. He builds good defenses, makes it a close game. It's always within like a field goal or 4 points or so on and so forth. But I've been looking into the Patriots secondary a little bit more, and they got the what I call them the Joneses, and they got Marcus, I think his name is Jacob, and the other one is
the rookie. I think the rookie. Mm-hmm.
And there's 3 of them, and along with Christian Gonzalez, and they already got Kyle Duggar. So they got themselves a really secondary right there, and then with Matthew Judon, they got somebody that's always willing to go after the quarterback. So for my MVPs, my kind of like what YTC and kind of like what Coach Ed said, and Darren for that matter as well. My MVP is going to be my O-line and also protecting the ball. Like with that secondary, a little bit of them are going to be wanting to be bit of a ball hawk, so we can't be chucking the ball all over the yard. So expect our O-line to be killing in the trenches, to run the ball.
You got to establish the run, yeah.
Get our newly acquired DeAndre
Swift. Penny.
Basically to put him on showcase to the world to say, listen, look what we got, for a fourth rounder. And then on the defensive side, it's gonna have to be our pass rush. We lost a couple weapons on the defensive side in free agency. We filled those voids with other free agents, and through the draft. So we got to hope that the rookies from last year take a big step into year 2, kind of like what YTC was saying with his O-line. And the newly drafted rookies, aka Jalen Carter, got to put themselves on the map in this game, especially versus a non-mobile quarterback like Mac Jones. So if we can get pressure, maybe we can make some noise. So it's going to be fun, but I feel like the Eagles will win. I still think that we'll put up close to 30 points, even though, it's really hard to put up 30 points against Bill Belichick at home, especially with their winning percentage at 649, I believe. So it's like pretty high up there. So that's since the I think that's
crazy,
or since 1990 or something like that. So it's been a minute, and they've still been winning games. But my Eagles are going to prevail in this game. Like I said, I think we're going to win 27 or 30-17. I think we're going to pull it out.
That's good. Yep. So coach says Philly 38-17. Joseph said
blowouts
38-13. And then Joseph adds in saying, I got Swift having a big game and the secondary coming up big and going to pick off 3 times.
3 picks? I mean, that's not out the question, yeah.
Yeah, so
I got this actually a low-scoring game, 21-13. It was hard to play against Belichick's defense.
One possession game, you said?
Yeah, I'm thinking like 31-24.
31.
I don't think it'll be high-scoring. I think it'll be low-scoring because of 2 good defenses that can play in the trenches. They'll be able to keep them in the game, and they'll suppress Philadelphia on the offensive side. But obviously, Philly will run away in the second half. That's how I see this game going.
Yeah, so I forgot where I put the Patriots at. I think I said 17 points, and I had the Eagles getting 27. So barely under 30. Just, it is Belichick's defense, but I can't trust Mac Jones. And the Eagles offense, while, yes, Patriots have a good defense, Eagles offense, I just feel like they're going to overcome it. So I said 27-17. That was actually my lock of the week, too. That I just feel like that's the no-brainer of the week right there.
Plus, I wanted to add
that is a
something
lock as well.
Too. I was reading today that apparently Juju Smith-Schuster's leg is not what everybody's expecting. Apparently, like somebody quoted it saying like it's ready to explode in a sense, like he's ready to.
Yeah, I heard that.
Disintegrate, and they chose him over Jacoby Myers, and Jacoby Myers bounced, and I think he went to the Raiders, right?
Yeah, the Raiders.
Yeah. So then they brought in Juju, and so like other than him, and then obviously we know they're tight ends, but I mean they don't really have anybody that scares you other than maybe Ramondre Stevenson, but.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, they only have 2 tight ends already past their prime with Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki, so they're not the same as they used to be.
Exactly.
So it says Patriots 39, Eagles 28.
Just one more thing.
He's probably trolling.
The Patriots O-line is not going to be able to block the Eagles' pass rush, I don't think. I think the Eagles are going to eat Mac Jones up all afternoon. Maybe that's just me, but I don't know.
Yeah, I
agree.
Yeah, just the front 7 in Philly. That's just tough to handle. But on to the next game. So my team, we're taking on Washington.
And Clayton Tune we trust, and I'll stop.
So it's kind of hard for me to make an actual preview with some of it because Jonathan Gannon has still not named a damn starting quarterback yet. So
wow.
I was just about to ask that. Who's your guys' starting quarterback?
Yeah, he's really taking his time right now. So far, we got Josh Dobbs and Clayton Tune competing for QB1.
I think your best bet would be Josh Dobbs, if I'm being honest.
Clayton Tune. I'll go with Clayton Tune.
I figured after the preseason Clayton Tune had, he should be starting. I mean, we cut Colt McCoy. So, I mean, what other option do we really have? But I kind of looked at Washington a little bit. Terry McLaurin is still uncertain to play. So that would help us out a lot. Not wishing injuries, but it is what it is. That would help us out, especially with our weak defense a little bit. I mean, some parts of it it's good, but other than that, I mean,
Still got to stop the run though. But yeah.
especially the pass rush. I mean, our D line is one of the weakest heading into this season. That's probably the biggest need that we have on any part of our team. But I'll say this: if Clayton Tune starts, I could see us winning. If Josh Dobbs plays, then I don't really know. He's only been on our team for like a week and a half or something like that. So
Yeah.
Clayton knows the system way better. So honestly, I feel like we should let the rookie play a little bit entering week 1. And obviously, some news about the Cardinals also that Kyler Murray is going to come back eventually this year. We're not sitting.
I figured.
We're not intentionally tanking. For people wondering, I mean, it's kind of hard for players and coaches to tank in the NFL.
Tank for Caleb.
Yeah,
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it. But I do have us losing this game, and I said it would be a one-possession game or a one-point game for that matter. I said 21-20. But if Clayton Tune plays, I could see us winning. But as far as my MVPs go, offensively, it has to be our receiving core because this Washington front seven is going to be a big issue for us. So if Clayton Tune or Josh Dobbs or whoever the hell is playing quarterback for our team has to get rid of the ball, like right off the bat, like very, very quick, dump it off to the running back a lot, maybe if he has to, our receivers have to get open as quick as they can. So obviously Hollywood and Rondale Moore, they do concern me a lot as far as their health goes. I mean, I could see them, maybe having a big game. I mean, Washington's front seven is probably my biggest concern heading into that game. But as far as MVPs go, it has to be our receiving core. They have to be able to get open. Same thing with the O-line, too. I mean, the combination of DJ Humphries and Paris Johnson as the tackles, I actually really like that. I mean, it helps out a lot, especially on the run game for James Conner and Keontae Ingram. So for defense, it has to be, and it's a long shot, but it has to be our pass rush because we can't let Sam Howell sit in the pocket for so long, finding guys open. We just can't.
Yeah, you can't have that.
It's his first year starting, so I mean, he's a very young player. I feel like if we can apply the pressure on him, it could cause him to do some little dumb second year mistakes that a quarterback can do. So it has to be our being able to cause problems for Sam Howell. It just has to be our pass rush. If Terry McLaurin doesn't play, our secondary, as bad as they looked, I mean, with Terry McLaurin out, I mean, who's the other guy?
Jahan Dotson and Curtis Samuel. Those other three.
On Dotson, I mean, we'll see with them, but like Joseph said, yeah, Josh Dobbs isn't a starter. Like he, Clayton Tune, like I said, with the preseason he had, I feel like he should be getting the start. But at the end of the day, coach says 24-14 Washington. Could see that. I'll let you guys give your predictions on that game, even though.
Yeah, I got Washington in that game 23-17. Sounds about right. It'll be one score, I think, for sure. But yeah, biggest concern in this game, obviously, it's both quarterbacks coming into this game because Sam Howell only has one game of experience, and Clayton Tune, hypothetically, if he starts, only has a preseason experience. That's practically about it. So it can go either way, but only based off the front seven Washington has, and and the lack of pass rusher, that are proven in Arizona. Yeah, I give it to them by a slight margin because of their defense. Really, that's going to be mostly the turning point of why they win this game.
Darren.
Okay, so I know you're going to get mad at me for this, but I think I said Washington 13, Arizona 0. I just don't believe in the Cardinals at this point in time.
All right, a shutout.
13-0. God damn.
Okay, I know we're bad. I don't see us getting shut out though, but I mean, hey.
Come on, Washington's secondary is not the LOB.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but the Arizona Cardinals are in complete shambles right now.
For the most part, yeah. Randy.
I'm not as hard as Darren. Darren kind of hit you there. He kind of just gave you one of them real quick. I feel like Sam Howell, he's He's still unproven. He's gonna make mistakes like rookies are. He's gonna try to force the ball at times. When and you guys are either going to get a turnover or two, and it'll set up either Clayton Tune or Dobbs, whoever your quarterback is, or maybe Gannon plays quarterback and head coach. Who knows? Maybe that's what he's doing because fucking Gannon couldn't. Oh, I hate that guy. So wish you so much well, bro. Like that. But anyways, I digress. But yeah, man, I think at the end of the day, I think that front seven of Washington just gets home too much, and I think it ends up becoming too much. I don't think your run offense is going to really get it going. Therefore, you're going to be chucking the ball, and you might be turning the ball over a little bit yourself. So therefore, it'll be a turnover game. And I think in the end, I think Washington has the more weapons on defense at this point. And they'll end up walking away 17-14.
17-14. Okay. So those are the previews for our teams. So like I said, if you guys have questions about the previews that we gave out, or if you want to give a preview out about your own team, go right ahead and do that. But
could I just add something real quick about the Arizona game?
Yeah.
So I know one of you said that their run game was not going to be that good, but I think one of your keys to victory is pounding the shit out of the football.
Oh, yeah, James Conner, definitely, because, the run sets up the pass. If you keep controlling the clock against Washington's defense, it benefits you guys, because you're wearing out their, strength of the team.
Exactly.
So, and keeping your defense as rested as possible going up against their offense. So, yeah, that comes in the factor.
Joseph says 2013, and then Coach Ed, comedian that he is, Randy Cannon could be a good prison girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Hold my pocket, please.
But I kind of, even though it's way early in the it's way early in the season, but it's something that we could give an early opinion on and kind of look back at it as the season progresses to see how right or how wrong we are. But I kind of want to see what you guys think about this. Early awards predictions for the NFL. So MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, you name it. We'll start off with MVP. So if
MVP.
If you guys had to make an early, way too early MVP prediction, who do you guys got? And people in the chat, you guys can feel free to answer this too. So
it pains me to say this, but I think Jalen Hurts. I think he might win MVP. He should have won last year, but he obviously missed 3 games. Playing obviously due to injuries, and also because I think injuries set him back 3 games. He would have had more than numbers than Patrick Mahomes, and he probably would have been up there for MVP conversation. So I say Jalen Hurts.
Okay. Darren, who do you got?
So this is kind of a hard question for me. I got 3 guys that I think could be contenders for the MVP. So you can call me crazy, but I got Justin Herbert sneaking in there.
Let's go.
I got Jalen Hurts, and then I got Patty Mahomes, of course.
Okay.
And then go ahead. Never mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Me?
Go ahead, TJ. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, my other 2. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention my other 2 guys that, Darren mentioned. If it's not Jalen Hurts, then I do see Joe. It's Joe Burrow and obviously Patrick Mahomes. That's about it.
Okay. Randy, who do you got MVP?
Yeah, I really think that Patrick Mahomes has got even something more to prove with the weapons that he has on the team right here. And I think he's just going to make what he has around him look like gold. And I think he's going to even make their stock rise. And I think he'll definitely be a name that will have to be like, wow. But honestly, look at the numbers that the Cowboys had under Kellen Moore as an OC. And Dallas was considered a number 1 offense in the league for a couple of years, and still fuck that team. But Kellen Moore is now a Charger, and I'm a big Justin Herbert fan because he was an Oregon Duck, and I rock with Oregon Ducks wherever they go. Obviously, fuck Christian Gonzalez week 1, but after that, still love the kid. But Justin Herbert, I think, is definitely going to be a name that we're going to be saying a lot this year. So I have him as my number 2. And then number 3 is healthy Lamar Jackson with some weapons around him that hopefully stay healthy. He could be up there.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Okay. All right. So my top 3, number 1 is Patrick Mahomes. No brainer. It's Patrick Mahomes. So that's, yeah. Number 2, I actually have Joe Burrow. So I actually have him, shocking. I mean, I feel like a lot of people have counted out the Bengals this season. I mean, they got Orlando Brown, so I mean, the O-line could be a little bit better, but Joe Burrow gets injured in practice, and they're counting them out already. So I mean,
I'm not counting them out. It's Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I feel like Joe Burrow is gonna shut up those people. And then number three, I got Justin Herbert. I mean, I feel like him losing in the playoffs, it's really gonna he's got something to prove. I just feel like he's gonna go out there and just get it done again. And it's a stacked AFC, so we'll see how he does. But with the team around him, I could see him being up there as well. But hold on, let's get to the comments real quick. We'll get to Rookie of the Year here in a second. Arku says a bold prediction: Dak Prescott for MVP.
Oh hell no! I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw the fuck up.
Well, if that's the case, Daniel Jones for MVP.
I almost threw
right,
up.
Darren?
On the screen.
Yeah, Daniel Jones.
We're all me.
Oh God, it's still there. Okay. Oh God.
Oh, boy.
Crazy.
No.
Patrick Mahomes. All right.
How can Dak possibly win? He's going to get replaced by Trey Lance by midseason. What you mean?
All right, so on to the next one. I'm gonna start off with Offensive Player of the Year, and I feel like there's a lot of them out there, but I'm gonna go with Justin Jefferson.
That's my pick too, Justin Jefferson.
My pick. Justin Jefferson. I mean, the season he had last year. I mean, he's the best receiver in the NFL in my opinion.
I got candidates.
By far.
I gotta go with Justin Jefferson, but I'll let you guys give your predictions here. So,
yeah.
Randy, I'll let you go.
Obviously Justin Jefferson's the clear number one, but and I know a lot of people are dogging on the fact that the guy is old and this and that, but I mean, like I really feel like he's going to be motivated, and Garrett Wilson getting passes from Aaron Rodgers, I just feel like there's going to be tons and tons of times we're going to be like, oh shit, what? That just happened. So I feel like his name's going to be up there at some point, but I really feel like Devontae Smith might be somebody to look out for as well. Yeah, apparently I really feel like he's last year seeing that, AJ Brown was 4 yards shy of 1,500. Feel like he's gonna want to basically stamp that and be like that's the benchmark for me. I gotta at least match that, if not get more. So I feel like he's gonna have a dog year this year with Jalen. So
okay, Devontae Smith, ITC.
Well, my three candidates right here. Number one, obviously Justin Jefferson. Jettas. Obviously, he's the number one receiver in this league right now. If it's not Tyreek Hill, it's him. Number two, Mr. Christian McCaffrey. I think he might be up there with how he's practically the backbone of the 49ers if you really think of it. I think Christian McCaffrey will be up there. Number three, I'm thinking maybe I don't have much that come, maybe now it's too clouded in my mind right now after those two. To be honest, those are my first two that come to mind. It's a lot to go process.
Okay, I can't tell if Coach is joking, but he says Tua if he can play a full season for offensive player.
I think he's being serious. Being serious. Yeah.
Maybe.
For MVPs, Hurts, Rodgers, Mahomes. Okay, so Darren, who's your pick?
So at number one, obviously Justin Jefferson. Like YTC said, I could see McCaffrey getting in there. And I have a sleeper pick, but Saquon Barkley, if he can take what he did last season and improve, I could see him.
Hopefully. Oh, really? Yeah, hopefully so. That'll make, his case of getting paid quicker.
Okay. All right, so Coach is serious. Okay, too. I mean, he was doing good things before he got injured, so maybe. Get On Kid says, ain't no way a running back is winning Offensive Player of the Year. I mean,
don't sleep on the running back.
Don't sleep on Saquon. I mean, Saquon won Rookie of the Year at one point, so most running backs can win any awards if they're really that dominant.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we'll see. There's a lot of offensive stars out there, so there's a lot to talk about on that. But Defensive Player of the Year, I'll go first. God, there's so much good defensive players out there. But my top three, I'll go from third to first. So number 3, I got T.J. Watt. Number 2, let's see. Shoot, I forgot. His name escapes my mind right now. Okay, I'll just skip. And then number 1, I actually have Nick Bosa. So number 1, I got Nick
Parsons?
Bosa.
I don't know.
Yeah, Michael Parsons. Shit, yeah, I forgot that. But that's my top 3: Bosa,
All right.
Michael Parsons, and T.J. Watt. So I'll let you guys go.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Randy.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm trying to think. Like I'm like, fuck. There's so many good people. I mean,
Yeah, so many.
I mean, like Fred Warner's name could be thrown in there. I mean, he's a fucking solid guy too. But okay, I'm gonna give you 3. Okay, I'm gonna say, and then no particular order. So like wherever you want. T.J. Watt, obviously, like YTC or like TRL said. I'm gonna throw in Hassan Reddick. I really think he's gonna go after what he did last year. I mean, like again, I said, first linebacker to be on 3 different teams and put up double-digit sacks on every team. So I feel like he's gonna prove it again this year. He has a little bit of a thumb injury that he had to have surgery on. So he most likely he'll be wearing one of those weird casts. So if we were playing those 49ers, Brock Purdy better watch his arm because he might get hit. Playing football. But anyways,
Sure.
And then number 4 or number 3, sorry, is going to be a surprise. Patrick Queen from the Ravens.
Oh.
Patrick Queen. Okay.
Ravens are going to be crazy this year. I feel like they're just, I don't know, something about that squad.
Okay.
Yeah, potential, yeah. With Lamar.
Let me get to
With all
the
that
chat.
passer.
So coach says it hurts him to say it, but Micah Parsons, Penn Stater.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Says top 3: T.J. Watt, Hassan Reddick, and Joey Bosa.
Joey Bosa, not the other one?
What's up,
Yeah.
halftime?
You know
And,
what?
So YTC, who are your picks?
I got 5 actually. I got actually 5.
You hear everybody like, oh, I'm going to take this guy.
I got actually 5. Like TRO said, I think the winner get TJ Watt. I think he's going to come back from that tear he had last year. He's going to go and show out. Number 2, Micah Parsons. Number 3, Nick Bosa. And my other sleepers, Hassan Reddick. And call me crazy. Number 5, call me a homer, Dexter Lawrence. I think he's the closest thing I could see to Aaron Donald, maybe, if he has another year 2 breakout and he cracks 8 to 10 sacks.
Okay.
I think Dexter Lawrence could be up there.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Dexter Lawrence is on my list. Yeah, he's number 5.
All right. Darren?
All right, so obviously, I just said I have Dexter Lawrence. Probably Nick Bosa, T.J. Watt, maybe Chris Jones, maybe.
Mm.
If he plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really think of 5, but if I had to have a 5th, Micah Parsons, as much as I hate to say it.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, I got Nick Bosa winning it. So, we'll see, though. I mean, we don't know if he's going to be in San Francisco that much longer anyway. So, hold up. Fucking group chat. All right, anyway. Next one. Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh, I got plenty. Well, go ahead.
Oh, I got one in mind, and he wears number 13, Jalen Hyatt all day.
It looks like the 2 Giant fans are excited for this one, so I'll let them go. YTC.
Well, he's not. Number 1 candidate, Bijan Robinson. Number 2, yeah, I'll put him up there. Jalen Hyatt. He's in a better position, with a, unproven wide receiving core, in a better position to break out from the other 3 wide receivers, with the stack competition they have compared to Jackson Smith and Jigba and Zay Flowers, because they're playing in more stack offenses. Number 3, I make Jahmyr Gibbs maybe. Number 4, who was it? Number 4, maybe it might be that Chicago right tackle, Darnell Wright. He seems like a sleeper for them. He might be able to improve their run game a lot and be one of the vocal points of their front line. And number 5, probably I'm go with the wide receiver JSN. Probably Jackson Smith and Jigba. He seems really solid out of Ohio State. So those are my top 5. That can probably win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Interesting.
Okay. Darren?
All right, so in no specific order, I got Jalen Hyatt. You can call me crazy, but my boy Anthony Richardson, I feel like he's going to ball out. Jahmyr Gibbs, obviously. I don't really know. My mind's blanking right now. I'm sorry, boys.
I like how no one's named a quarterback yet. That's except for
I
Richardson.
said, yeah, Anthony
Except for
Richardson.
No, none of these quarterbacks have stand out yet, so I have to see more. The closest would be Stroud, though, in my eyes.
Oh, wait, Bijan Robinson, too. I forgot to add him.
So, number one, I hate to say it, I feel like JSN's going to win it. As much as I hate to say it, he's a Seahawk, so fuck Seattle for life. But
let me add one more thing. I don't mean to interrupt you. Watch out for Zay Flowers. He's a sleeper.
Zay Flowers, yep. I'll throw him in there, too. Jalen Hyatt, maybe. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, for Rookie of the Year, there's a lot of guys that have a chance to win. I don't really, Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, they didn't really shock me in the preseason or anything like that. So it's like until they, can prove me something good in the regular season, I can't buy it. But I would throw Bijan Robinson at number 3 for me. So JSN, Zay Flowers, and Bijan Robinson for me. But Randy, you got?
Yeah, kind of like everybody else, I would have Bijan Robinson as one of the guys for sure. But also Jordan Addison with the Minnesota Vikings. How much the cheetah attention he's getting. So now they have another number 2 over there they can feed the ball to as well. So I think he's going to definitely get some wow moments for us. And then number 3, let me go on. I want to go Seattle, but I'm going to say Zach Charbonnet. I think he's going to have they're going to have a hard time under one roof, wondering if they're going to go with Kenneth Walker or if they're going to go with Zach Charbonnet because he's going to bust out this year.
Maybe run by committee. Maybe yeah.
Yeah.
Joseph says Bijan, Hyatt, and Jordan Addison from the Vikings. Halftime, I'm assuming he means Defensive Player of the Year. He says T.J. Watt, Sauce Gardner, and the sleeper is Sidney Brown.
Sidney Brown, the 3rd round safety. Think he might be the second coming of Brian Dawkins by standards, I guess. I don't know.
And then Carcast has a question. Thoughts on Jordan Addison, the wide receiver from the Vikings? And I guess that's his offensive rookie.
This
Dawkins? Well, it depends, Cardcast, because he's going to have to compete with Jefferson and Hawkinson for targets. So it's not going to be easy for him to rack up a lot. And even KJ was probably ahead of him in the depth chart.
That's why I wouldn't pick Jordan Addison for Rookie of the Year. I mean, Jefferson and Hawkinson are going to get more attention before he does. So I don't really see Jordan Addison winning it just due to the fact that he has to split catches and yards with, Justin Jefferson, who's, in my opinion, the best receiver in the league.
All I'm saying is that all their attention, all their heavy coverage is going to go to those 2 gentlemen you just said. So it should leave him with just one-on-one. If at any, sometimes he might even just be wide open just because like you said, a lot of the times they're going to be wondering about those 2 plus the running back. So that's why I think he's going to have himself like some wow moments. But like I said, I never said he was going to be it, but he was just someone, like I said, I was to watch out because I think Bijan's going to win it. I think hands down he'll have it.
Bijan, yeah.
Yeah.
And so the next one, and I guess we could throw comeback player of the year in there too, maybe. But the next one, defensive rookie of the year. I'll let YTC or anyone go first. So.
All right, defensive rookie of the year. Obviously, I think the front-up guy is number 1, Will Anderson from the Texans. Him under D'Amico Ryan's defense is going to get a lot of exposure and, probably get double-digit sacks and whatnot. Number 2, I think Jack Campbell from the Lions. He's being slept on at middle linebacker over there. Number 3, I could see, call me crazy, from the Giants, Trey Hawkins. That's one of my upset right there. This kid's a 6th-round pick, like a Tariq Woolen that came in unnoticed and undrafted. No, not undrafted, unnoticed, and got first-team reps with the Giants already. So probably if he has a breakout throughout the season, he might get consideration considering how late he went. He might be in consideration for me. And number 4, Nolan Smith. Number 4, Nolan Smith from the Eagles. And then number 5, Jalen Carter. That's it. Those are my top 5 for defensive rookie of the year.
All right. Yep. Randy?
No particular order. I'll go Christian Gonzalez, the corner from the Patriots. I'm going to go Nolan Smith from the Philadelphia Eagles. Because the obvious pick is gonna be Jalen Carter, but I feel like he's gonna make some noise. And then, shit, like YTC said, Will Anderson from the Texans under D'Amico Ryans, he's gonna be able to eat a lot. So,
Darren.
All right, so I got Will Anderson. Call me crazy, but Deontay Banks, I think he could possibly break out. Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter.
Yep. So I got Will Anderson at number 1. Thank you, Houston, for your first round draft pick. You dumbasses. I hope it was worth for a pass rusher. And then I got Nolan Smith up there as well. I have Will Anderson winning it, but Joseph said, Nolan Smith, I could see him breaking out early. Deontay Banks, maybe. Like Darren said, I mean, he's looking pretty good. So, but for the most part, my pick is Will Anderson. So that's who I got. So, I guess we'll throw comeback player of the year in there. I mean, there's a couple guys. Let's see. There's OBJ. There's Kyler Murray.
One got snubbed last year.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But yeah, there's OBJ. There's Kyler Murray. Maybe Russell Wilson because he did suck last year. So I mean,
hang on, comeback player of the year. You already know who they're going to give it to.
Derek Barnett.
No,
I don't know.
The other number 3.
I don't know if Russ would qualify just because he had a bad year. I don't know, but I mean, they did it for Geno Smith, who had a terrible career until last season. So, I mean,
should have been Saquon, but whatever.
I guess they handed out, but I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to be unbiased. I don't want to say Kyler just because I don't know when he's going to come back.
Watch them say DeMar Hamlin now. Stop.
Would you be shocked? Come on now, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, damn near died. But I'd probably say. I mean, as the comeback player of the year winner, Joseph says OBJ as well. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that, but that one.
OBJ, maybe, yeah. But comeback player of the year, yeah.
Sterling Shepard. Do not sleep on Sterling, bro.
Hopefully, if he stays healthy, yeah. But I would say, Kyler Murray's up there. Who else got injured? Who else got injured as well? Yeah, I said DeMar Hamlin, him, and that's practically about it that comes to mind.
I mean,
coming from injury.
Does Russ really qualify? I mean, just because he had a shit year. I mean, I guess they could.
No, we shouldn't count Russ.
I mean, yeah,
Justin Herbert. No, I think Kyler Murray has a better shot winning that compared to him if he bounces back.
Yeah, like I said, that award was kind of a sneak in, just
Yeah.
So, I mean,
maybe OBJ, but yeah, like.
Yeah. But that's
it'll probably be DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah, it'd be Hamlin probably.
Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, that's how I see it.
Yeah,
but
damn near died. Fuck.
Yeah, like I said. So I kind of want to do something, and I can't wait to do this because some of the teams I'm going to name, you guys can't stand, or at least some of the players can't stand. So I'm going to name a couple teams, or a few teams, and I guess I could throw my opinion in there too. I hope a specific someone is in the chat because this shit's.
But, wow.
So I'm gonna name a couple NFL teams, and I want to get your guys' opinions. Do you think that they're early contenders or pretenders? And some of these teams that I'm gonna name, I feel like they're being criminally underrated, counted out, overrated, etc. So I'm gonna start off with a team that I see a 50-50 of belief in. And that's the Cleveland Browns, because I feel like there's people saying they're going to be a good team. There's people that are counting them out. They're saying Deshaun Watson's not going to be the same quarterback he was. So do you guys think that the Cleveland Browns are contenders or pretenders?
I'll go first. I got them as sneaky contenders, low-key. That defense, I feel like they're going to improve. And Deshaun Watson, I feel like he's going to return back to his natural form. So I got the Cleveland Browns being sneaky contenders.
Okay. YTC?
I agree with Darren, man. They're contenders. They got Nick Chubb back there. They got Amari Cooper. I think he's going to revert back to his Cowboy stuff with Deshaun Watson throwing him the ball, year 2 back from all of the allegations and stuff. I think Watson will return to his Houston Texan form where he was good in the regular season, putting up these immaculate numbers, and he'll get better for moving forward. And also Cleveland does have a sneaky underrated defense led by Myles Garrett.
Okay, Randy.
Yeah, 100%. David Njoku, a healthy season at him at tight end. He's ready to ball out with a balling quarterback. So I think that Deshaun Watson of the Houston Texans will show up. Not the one touching women under the massage table, but the one that can ball out. So we'll definitely be excited to see that for sure.
Yeah, I got Cleveland contending. I actually have them sneaking in as a wild card, 7 seed, 6 seed, doesn't matter. I have them sneaking in as a wild card. While yes, the AFC is stacked. Deshaun Watson's finally had a full offseason to focus on football. No more allegations, no more, suspensions, no more none of that. He's actually focused on football now. So that's a plus for him. They traded for Amari Cooper. They're getting their guys back. So, I could see Cleveland getting 9-10 wins and sneaking in as a wild card team. I have them as contenders. But I threw that team in mostly just because everyone, I feel like they're not talking about them. Because, when you look at their division, you got the Bengals and Ravens, obviously, and Mike Tomlin, who's never had a losing season. So I guess you can throw the Steelers in there, too, that can compete a little bit, which is actually my next team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. You guys see them as contenders or pretenders with a second year in Kenny Pickett?
So I have them as, I don't think they make the playoffs, but I think they make a slight improve from last year, and maybe next year they'll make the playoffs, but I don't see them getting in this year.
Okay. YTC. He's gone. All right, Randy.
Yeah, pretenders, definitely. They like Darren said, they got some weapons, but they're not there yet fully on both sides, offense and defense. So definitely pretenders.
Mainly their offensive line is their biggest struggle, to me at least.
Okay. Yeah, so I want to say contenders because I do have the Steelers. Until Mike Tomlin has a losing season, I'm not picking them to go below 500. That's just how I'm doing it. I want to say contenders, but with the AFC and with their division, I don't see them making the playoffs. Yeah. I just can't. I can't. Well, they have a really good defense, so maybe they can compete. But as far as their division goes, I can't really pick them. But let's see. It says Steelers are contenders, and YTC went on a break. Okay, Browns are pretenders. What's up, Mac?
Oh, that's awkward.
All right, what's going on, everybody? YTC, so he's not here right now, so I'll read what he thinks. Steelers are pretenders because of Pickett being unproven and their O-line is a concern. So let me know what you guys think.
What I said.
So those are the two teams that we named so far, but this next team, I feel like it's going to get Darren and YTC riled up a little bit. The New York Jets. So
come on, man.
Contenders or pretenders? I hear people saying they're going to be good. I hear people saying they're going to be the Broncos from last year, this and that. So,
okay, so my thoughts on the 2023 New York Jets. I think they'll make the playoffs, but I don't think they'll go very far. Maybe like divisional round, but that's all I have for the New York Jets.
Okay. Randy?
They are contenders. They went out and got themselves a multi-time MVP, guy who has more interceptions than people have seen interceptions. The guy's on the cusp of, Hall of Fame greatness in the sense that he just probably needs that one more Super Bowl to kind of put him above some of the other people that he's being compared to that only have one. So I'm putting him as contenders. I really do. I feel like he's got a two-headed monster at running back. He's got wide receivers. He's got a good sneaky tight end in Conklin. Defense has just got a little bit better through the draft as well. So as long as they can stay healthy, who knows?
All right. Yep.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, he's back. All right, I'll let YTC.
Right. Well, Jets are pretenders. Yeah, I said it. The pretenders. I don't think Rodgers is the same as he was. I think last year we saw what Rodgers was when, his O-line was giving up pressure. Even if with weapons around, he's not going to have enough time to get the ball out quicker. The only strength will be the Jets defense in that team. That's the only reason. They'll be good enough to win about 8 to 9 games, but I don't think they're going to get into the wild card, obviously because of a stacked conference. I think there are more better teams out there than them that are more stylish, including Miami, including Cleveland. I think Cleveland's better than them, including even Pittsburgh. If Kenny Pickett turns around, might be better than them. it's a really stacked conference over there. I have yet to see Rodgers. I want to see if Rodgers still has it in him before I can say they're contenders.
I'm going with contenders. I mean, they got the best quarterback in their history already, so which is not really saying a lot. And they got Garrett Wilson, Aaron Rodgers too. So think of the season that he could potentially have. They got a very solid running back room in Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall, which, by the way, a report came out that they're both playing in Week 1. So I got the Jets. I got the Jets at contenders. So I don't know about winning their division. I don't know about going far in the playoffs. But as far as I got
being
them
a
at
contender, yes.
But let's see what the other people say. So halftime, or Joseph says that the Jets are winning 12 games. We'll see. Halftime says rookie of the year is going to be Gibbs from the Detroit Lions. We'll see.
Oh, okay.
Bobby says Jets are contenders. Only weakness that he sees is their O-line.
That's the only issue for me. Yeah.
Yeah. And Rodgers is going to need protection from the O-line. Crazy Juice says contenders, but now Rodgers doesn't have an excuse for losing. I agree.
Yeah, you got Cobb and those other dudes.
Yeah.
What's up, Taj?
What's up, Taj? How you doing, man? But the next team, and I'm gonna have fun with this one, the Chicago Bears.
Please let me go first.
The Bears?
The Bears.
All right. So the Bears are not winning more than 5 games. Justin Fields is the biggest bust of all time. Go fuck yourself.
Hey, listen.
Bears, pretenders.
Okay. Darren says pretenders by a milestone. All right, YTC.
Pretenders. But they'll win 7 to 8 games, but they're pretenders. First off, who we're talking about. I'm talking to Chicago fans, right? You were picking top 5 last year. Come on now. You're having expectations to go 10 to 13 wins after picking top 10? And you think spending money on a defense is going to change the trajectory of your franchise overnight when they haven't even proven themselves yet, haven't gone on the field? You don't know what DJ Moore is going to be. He could just be as useful as Kenny Galladay was to us in that standpoint. Right, you never know. You never know when you overpay for wide receivers if they're the same as they were on the other team. Because when you go to different teams, they don't play the same as they used to. And also, I got to see Justin Fields progress before I can say, the whole season's practically on Justin Fields to progress as a passer. We already know he can run, obviously, clearly the stat lines. But, passer-wise, he has to adapt in a passing league. It's a quarterback league for a reason. I agree with a friend, who was also a Giants fan who has that sentiment.
Yep. Joseph says they won't win more than 8 games. I agree. Taj says pretenders. And before I get guys, just for the record, we're going to continue on the contenders or pretenders, but we're going to have a little bit of fun with the Bears real quick. So Randy, I'll let you give your prediction.
Yeah, they're pretenders, but they're a little bit closer with the talent that they now have in the room than what a lot of people probably want to give them. Now there's no excuses for Justin Fields when it comes to weapons around him. When you got 3 wide receivers are capable of catching the ball in DJ Moore, Claypool, and Mooney now, and your running back room, it is what it is. But that defense, that defense is gonna have to be relied on so much because it's either Justin Fields or nothing. And if his legs are what they rely on a lot, like with what we did with Jalen Hurts, and he gets hurt, look what happens to the offense. The offense becomes stagnant because the backup quarterback is nowhere near what the starter is. So it just becomes an issue. So for them, they're pretenders right now. But I feel sorry for you Bears fans because these guys are killing you.
Yeah. I say pretenders, but not like in a bad way. I said 8 and 9 for them. They got the receiving core that they need. They have somewhat of a defense. I mean, I just don't. As of right now, I don't trust Justin Fields. And per Darren's request, I'm gonna put up a stat line.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm gonna put this shit up real quick. Hold up. Let me remove the
Take out the banner.
So look at that. So everyone, but Brock Purdy needs to prove himself. Look at those stats, and Brock Purdy only played what, like
half the season?
Yeah, like half.
I think 13 or 12 games? No, 13 games, I think.
Yeah, like something like that. So I guess Darren wanted me to put this up. He's our guest, so I honored that. So I wanted to share that real quick. So that alone tells you that Justin Fields needs to prove himself, especially on the passing part. I mean, I just can't.
And turnovers. You
I
see on there.
can't pick the Bears as contenders until I see Justin Fields actually develop, because he has he's got 5 wins in 2 years, I think, like 4 or 5, maybe 6 or whatever. He had a 17-11 touchdown interception ratio, and I think it was a QB rating of like 78 or something like that.
He played 5 games, but he started in 9.
So there you go. I mean, let's see. What's up further, AM? They're predicting Fields to be so good this year. So yeah, we'll see.
Started 5.
We'll
9.
see.
In a bad way, they're kind of reminding me of the 2020 Cardinals when we got DeAndre Hopkins and everybody was like, oh, Kyler's going to be the MVP, this and that, and we end up missing the playoffs. So that's kind of the team that they remind me of. But as of this year, I got the Bears getting 8 wins, and I feel like that's – I mean, in the NFC, that could be enough to get them in the wild card. It could be. I mean, as a 7th seed, it could be enough to get them in the wild card. So – yeah,
so we talking 8 and 9 as in floor or ceiling?
I'd say ceiling.
I'd say their ceiling's 8, 9, and 8 though. I'm being generous though. Their defense is good.
That's
their ceiling.
But I digress. Let's just move on to the next team before I go on a rant with specific. Thinks this team is beating the Chiefs this year and winning 13 games. So, yeah. So on to the next team. This team, I feel like, I don't know what you guys think about him. I don't know what the chat's going to think about this, but the Denver Broncos.
Ooh, interesting.
Broncos country. That's right.
I got to check out that roster.
So, YT, you want to go first?
You know what? I might actually go with contenders, actually. I think, Russell Wilson, but Sean Payton's going to, turn his trajectory and, turn his priorities around. I think, he's he's an old school, no nonsense head coach, Sean Payton. He's also won a Super Bowl with Drew Brees with, being very disciplined and, having, a sense of leadership around there. And I think, Russell Wilson after last year's, it was a wake up call for him, so that way he can prove this year that he's not washed and he can still win games. And none of that corny, antics he was doing last year. I think he's going to be more about the team now with Sean Payton leading him, in the right direction. Obviously, they had the same receiving corps as last year, which was heavily misunderutilized with the Nathaniel Hackett, with Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, and those other guys. Is Hamler still on the team? I think, I don't know. Some other guys they had over there that are really good. They have a decent. They might have a progressive run game with Javonte Williams, which injury lingered him. I think he was hurt for a couple of games and wasn't able to fully showcase what he can do on the ground game. That guy, that tight end, they also got. Yeah, exactly. He didn't play obviously the ACL, but he was doing good before him. But I'm saying, and then there's the tight end they got, Greg Dulwich. He was really a decent, reliable target over there. Who obviously showed out. After they traded Noah Fant to Seattle with the Drew Lock trade and this and that. So, yeah, practically, I think, and also their defense is still, up there as well. They got Randy Gregory, obviously. They have, what was that? Surratt. They have the other, and they have a really good secondary with Pat Surtain leading it, and Simmons. I think they still have a good secondary over there.
Yeah,
but
I still think their defense is good.
But it was Darren left. We'll see if he comes back. Randy.
Yeah, it's. Close, but I think again, like they'll be pretenders. I don't consider them contenders. They got some good. They got, like YTC said, they got some players, but they lost a guy during basically the preseason to an ACL, I think it was, or an MCL. So their wide receiver room now only has Jerry Jeudy, Marvin Mims, and Kendall Hinton. So.
Cortland Sutton got hurt?
I'm sorry. No, and
what was it,
Marquez Calais, Jordan Humphrey, Braden Johnson, and that's right, Cortland Sutton. So yeah, he's got Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy. That's right. But Javonte Williams coming back from injury, so they went and got Samaje Perine, but not a real like scary kind of back. So
he's a number 2.
Yeah, he's a number 2. Javonte Williams, coming off injury, so got to temper your expectations, especially the injury that was and how quickly he did come back. They tend to favor that the player should probably take it easy. So new coach, and then the defense has got some weapons, but for the most part, they can get exposed in a sense. So they went and got the big flashy head coach, but until he's had his hands on the team and implicate some players that he wants to draft and he wants free agent wise for a couple years until his team is built where he thinks that's his team, I don't think we'll see that strong Broncos team. So for this year, I'm going to say pretenders.
I'm going to say pretenders too, but once again, kind of like the Bears, not in a bad way. I'd say 8-9, 9-8 maybe. They play in a tough division too, aside from Vegas. So you got to remember that as well. Well, they did get Sean Payton, which, by the way, fuck you for choosing Denver over us, you piece of shit. I could see us maybe having a comeback year, but it's the AFC, like the whole AFC conference and their division.
Yeah,
it's a fact. It's a factor for that. Like any contender can easily make the playoffs.
For the wild cards. Yeah, and the wild cards and stuff.
So, I mean, for all we know, their division could have 3 teams in the playoffs. You got Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos.
Or what about the Steelers and Browns? I mean, you could still go 9-8 and still miss the playoffs because of tiebreakers. That's how stacked it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even 10 wins.
Yeah, but for this year, I'm picking Denver as pretenders, but not. I feel like
in a bad way. Yeah.
Not in a bad way. I could see him the year after this year, maybe.
Yes.
Being way better. But for this year, I'll have him barely missing the playoffs. So next team, and I feel like it plays a factor due to injuries, but the Miami Dolphins.
Miami?
Contenders or pretenders?
Miami.
So I'll let White
for me that really all hinges on whether health, right? Like I mean, like and that's for everything. Like on their defense and on their offense. If their quarterback goes down, is the backup capable enough?
I mean, they have Mike White. They have Mike White and Skylar Thompson held his own as a third stringer. But yeah, I'm gonna go with contenders. Actually, I do think they're one of the better teams in the stacked AFC. When they're healthy, I'm assuming hypothetically they're going to stay healthy. But even if they're, when they're healthy, I still think their defense is massively underrated. I think Fangio, with Bradley Chubb, and Jalen Ramsey and those other guys coming back are going to showcase the full potential of that underrated defense over in Miami. And they have obviously the best, wide receiver tandem, and that's not Devontae Smith and AJ Brown and whatever Deebo Samuel and Brendan Ayuk. I think it's Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. They're one of the best, top 5 duels in the league right now out there, and when they're healthy. And then obviously you got a good run game with Raheem Mostert, Devin Achane, who they got in the draft, and also Jeff Wilson. You have a good 3 rotation set for Tua to not have to worry about passing the ball as much as he has to coming off an injury. So yeah, that's going to be, and also Mike McDaniel coming in the year 2. I think he's good, going to be a solid guy for them. He's going to lead them in the right direction. I'm one of the McDaniel fans over here, and that thinks that he's going to turn the team around. But yeah, I'm going with contenders.
Yeah, assuming everyone's healthy, I'll go with contenders as well. I mean, well, yes, the Bills and the Jets. Well, it all depends on that too. Like I said, and I'll keep saying the AFC conference, anyone can really get in or get out. But as long as Tua can stay healthy, and Ramsey, is he coming back? I don't know, somewhere later in the year. But I could see him being contenders. It all just depends on Tua's health. I mean, he's one concussion away from damn near CTE. So,
yeah.
But let's see. Tosh says contenders. Joseph said same thing. I said. Miami stays healthy, they'll be contenders. I don't think Ramsey's out for the year. I think he's out for like the first half.
He'll be back like around week 7 or 9, somewhere around there, I think.
So he'll be back eventually. Miami season depends all on the health of Tua. Yeah. So
yes,
I agree with that. But I guess this next team I'm going to name out, I'm pretty sure we all think they're contenders, but I see a lot of people saying that, oh no, it's the Lions. They're Detroit. They're going to do what they normally do, which is shit the bed, this and that. But for this upcoming year, do you guys have the Lions as contenders or pretenders? So YTC, I'll let you go.
Well, I think they're contenders because it's a really, they're one of the better teams in a really, bad conference. That's not the That's not the Philadelphia Eagles or the San Francisco 49ers. They're one of the better teams in this division, obviously. They got better over time with them. They got Amon-Ra St. Brown. I know you got Jameson Williams suspended, but I think, with Reynolds and Khalif Raymond might be able to step in. I think they drafted Sam Laporta to be a factor. They're more likely going to be relying on the run game between David Montgomery and not DeAndre Swift. Jamari Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs, yeah. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery are going to be the vocal point of the offense. Obviously, Jared Goff's, a middle of a pack quarterback. I think he'll be able to progress in that offense, having stability. I think he'll have a, second year, he'll have a, third year step up with Detroit Lions. And I think with the defense, they got better over time with Jack Campbell. They got a secondary with Brian Branch and those other guys they drafted. I think it'll be much better, than last year. So I think, and they finished 9-8 with a more inferior team. So I think it can only be better with a weaker division, in my opinion. So I'd say contenders.
Yeah, I'd say contenders too. I mean, it is the NFC. It's weak, so that alone helps out Detroit a lot. I don't see them winning a playoff game or at least going far in the playoffs. But I do have them winning their division. I could see them getting to the divisional round, maybe no farther than that though. But it is Detroit, so we'll see what happens with them. But Darren, we were saying Detroit, contenders or pretenders?
Detroit, I would say contenders. It all depends on Jared Goff, to be honest. But my bad, I kind of left. I guess my phone died. I wasn't paying attention to the battery. I just want to apologize for that.
Watch out when you're on StreamYard.
That's cool. Yeah, that drains your battery instantly.
Yeah. Taj says contenders. Bobby says Lions should win their division, but I have them 6th or 7th in the conference. Okay. And Joseph has the Lions winning the division. So Randy, Detroit, what do you think?
Yeah. Even though, like you guys said, YTC, they lost some players due to gambling. Marvin Jones Jr. is a bad number 2 at this point, alongside Amos St. Brown, and like you said, with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. And whoever they have, if it's Brock Wright or Sam Laporta, if they do a 2 tight end set, they got some weapons there for Jared Goff. So an updated offensive line, a healthy one with Penei Sewell and Frank Ragnow and Taylor Decker now.
And not to mention the defense they have. Not to interrupt you or anything, I apologize.
Oh no, absolutely, and that's exactly where I was.
I said the same thing. You're probably going to say the same thing I'm saying, Darren. Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Aiden Hutchinson. He's just a freak of nature.
Plus the fact that the moves they made in free agency with getting C.J. Gardner-Johnson and drafting Brian Branch and bringing in Jerry Jacobs as a corner alongside Cameron Sutton. So and Alex and
Campbell in the middle.
Backer either.
I forgot Anzalone. I forgot he was still there. Anzalone. Yeah, Anzalone and Campbell's going to wreak havoc.
Yeah, alongside Isaiah Buggs in the middle. So they got some weapons over there for sure. Absolutely. It all hinges on whether or not Dan Campbell and the coaching staff can design enough plays to make this team win, and whether or not Jared Goff is the right quarterback. So we'll find out for sure. But contenders for sure.
All right, so I'm going to name one more team. We'll get to the next topic. So this team, I hear people saying, no, this quarterback was a one-hit wonder. He's not going to do the same thing he did last year. So the last team I'm going to be naming is Seattle Seahawks. So I hear a lot of people saying that, oh, Geno was a one-hit wonder. He's going to have so much pressure on him this year. He's not going to do it all again. Obviously, you got the Seahawks fans who think that, he's the future, this and that. So I'll start off with YTC. You got the Seahawks contenders or
Seattle?
Yeah.
Contenders, but like Taj said, they're not going far either. Like Detroit, I have them in the same trajectory as Detroit. They're not going to go far. They'll probably get to the wild card round, and if they're lucky enough, depending on the matchup, we'll probably get out the first round, but get stomped in the second round by a more powerful team, or be first round exits. No in between, basically. But yeah, I have Seattle as contenders for the wild card practically. Only because they did get better with the wide receiving core. You have Tyler Lockett, not Amon-Ra. We passed Detroit. I mean, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, JSN, You got Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet, who I've been hearing a lot of hype behind Kenneth Walker and all. They also improved their offensive line
too. Jake Bobo came out of nowhere, and that UCLA kid, he got a roster.
Yeah, Jake Bobo from what I've been hearing. Jake Bobo and their tight end Noah Fant's a really good, reliable target for, and also, yeah. And then you have their defense, which really improved in my eyes. Devin Witherspoon anchoring next to Tariq Woolen, who was contending for Defensive Rookie of the Year that year. They also got Quandre Diggs, I think, back there, leading the secondary up in the backfield. Then you got did Bobby Wagner go back? I heard he went back to Seattle. Yeah, that's a return presence over there in the middle, right next to Jordan Brooks. They also improved their front line in the draft as well. And last year, I think it's going to get much better. So yeah, their defense did get a lot better, and I think for NFC standards, they'll be contending for sure, but not that far like Detroit.
Yeah. So Taj says same for the Seahawks as he said about the Lions, contenders, but not by that much. Joseph Gino doesn't have to be elite to succeed.
Yeah, he'll be a game manager. By the way, I forgot that at that point.
Got Seattle winning the division. That's crazy. All right. Bobby says Seattle has a shot at winning the division, especially if Purdy struggles or gets injured again. Yep, I agree. Taj says,
yeah, that's a shot.
Oh, yep. And Gino did slow down at the end of last year, so maybe teams.
Yeah, Gino's a stopgap for this year, and if they're picking top 10, they're going to replace him. Obviously, I mean they're still going to replace him at some point. He's a stopgap at this point of his career.
Yeah, but Darren, I'll let you give your prediction.
Basically, what YTC said, I have them get into the wild card, and if they're lucky enough, get blown out by one of the better teams in the divisional. But yeah, slight contenders, if anything. That's all I have.
All right, Randy.
Yeah, same like the boys said. They got weapons everywhere in a sense. It's just a matter of Gino, and he tends to fizzle out as the year goes on. So as Gino goes, the Seahawks go. Contenders.
Yeah. I'd say contenders. When a lot of people say Gino's going to suck, that may be the case, but look at the team he's got around him. I mean, especially the
exactly.
DK, Tyler Lockett, JSN, which I don't know how the hell they got their hands on JSN still.
Or how he fell that criminally wrong.
Yeah, along with Kenneth Walker and just the defense as well. I mean, Bobby Wagner came back, Tariq Woolen, Bryant. I mean, there's guys on that team that help out Gino even if he does have a shit season. So I don't have Seattle winning the division. I have them in the wild card again by a slight margin. I have it being a repeat for them last year. They make the wild card and lose one of the best teams in the NFC. So maybe even Philadelphia for all that matter. The Niners again, maybe. So we'll see what happens there. But those are all the teams I wanted to throw out because I feel like a lot of people have so many different opinions about those teams. But our last topic, we're going to talk a little bit of NBA. So just some random NBA predictions. Now there's 50 days until the NBA season.
Right.
Exactly 50 days left. So I kind of want to just, throw some wild predictions out there. We're going to do MVP for the NBA again, like we did for the NFL. So if you guys had to pick an early MVP for the NBA, who would it be? Just curious. I'll let YTC go.
What conference, by the way, we're predicting?
Western.
Oh, West. I got the Nuggets at number 1. Call me crazy. I think the Suns will be number 2 right behind them. I think Booker and Durant and Beal are one of the better teams in the West, and overall probably NBA up there in the top 5 with the other teams. And then number 3, I think call me crazy, OKC. I think the young talent's going to pay off, and they're going to be up there. It's going to with Chet Holmgren, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Josh Giddey and the other guys coming up. Number 4. Probably the Lakers. They'll find a way to sneak around the 4th or 5th. I'll give it to the Lakers there with LeBron and AD. They'll be good in the regular season and carry. Number 5, I got Sacramento taking a slight step back. I still think they're a really good team with Sacramento over there with De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, and those other guys. And, whatever head coach Monty Williams, I think? I forgot who the coach over there. Who's the coach for Sacramento? Who's the coach?
Mike Brown.
Yeah, Mike Brown being a difference maker over there too. Number 6, Golden. I think that's it. Number six Golden State, because I had Sacramento at 5. But number 6 is Golden State as the last team. Obviously, I don't know. Steph Curry will be good enough, to get him around the 5th or 6th seed. I just don't know about the team around with CP3 and Clay, staying healthy, and CP3 proving he's not washed. But yeah, number 6, the playing teams, right, from 7 through 10. I think it'll be looking at the. Obviously, I don't think the Clippers are going to be, because of injury concerns. I don't think they're going to be in the rankings. I still think they're going to be number 7 or 6. I don't see them doing too much until they can prove they could stay healthy, in my eyes. And number 8, I got Minnesota. I think Minnesota. I got Minnesota, and then I got Utah at 9, and then probably to wrap it up, number 10. I'm thinking of others. What is it? Probably New Orleans. That's practically my predictions there.
Like how you counted out the Mavericks. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I don't believe in the map. They'll probably be 11 or 12.
Who would you pick for MVP though, as an early prediction?
MVP?
Yeah.
If it's not Nikola Jokic, call me crazy. Devin Booker.
I would love that. Okay. Joseph says he has KD winning MVP. I would also love that. Darren, who do you got as an early MVP prediction?
My early MVP prediction, I got either Jokic, I got KD, or LeBron trying to add to his legacy.
Okay. My MVP prediction, call me crazy. I'm going to say Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Let's go.
Okay.
That's my early
MVP.
MVP. After the season he had, he's got the team around him now. He's got Josh Giddey who can make plays for him.
I love Josh Giddey.
I got SGA. So, Randy, who's your early MVP prediction?
Same like you, man. I've been watching what he's doing during FIBA with Canada, just literally taking the boys and putting them on his back and saying, let's go, carrying us into like the final. I think it's the quarterfinals now. We just beat Spain, who was the champions last time. So take that. But yeah, I'm going SGA, Canadian all the way.
SGA. All right. What's up, Tommy? Yep.
Tommy, really, bro?
Oh,
God.
all right. Okay, so
Booker for MVP.
I would love Booker to win an MVP. I would love that. I don't think he will because I feel like he's criminally overhated and underrated at the same time. But that's where I'm at as far as Booker goes. But so if you guys had to pick an early NBA Finals, what 2 teams would you think would go up against each other in the finals?
Well, you see,
you know what? Call me crazy. Celtics and Suns. I'm calling it now.
Ooh, okay.
Tatum versus Booker. I would love that. God, I can't stand Tatum. But Randy, who would you pick?
I know that you call you crazy, White Sea. I got Pacers versus. Yeah, I got Pacers versus Kings.
Pacers and Kings. Interesting.
In the finals? Wow.
Yeah.
Pacers,
that would be nuts. It's
Jeez.
early whack nut. It's what you've been drinking, Mr. Kind of answer.
Yeah. Pacers.
Six and Suns, I'll stop. I'm playing. I wish.
Okay.
According to the NBA prediction, TRL's PlayStation.
Okay. Darren, who do you think?
All right, so I have a couple Western Conference teams. I think the Grizzlies could have a shot if Ja could leave his hands off the firearms. I also could see the Suns getting in there, or maybe the Lakers if we can play to our full potential. And in the Eastern Conference, I got maybe the Celtics. I'd love to see another Lakers-Celtics finals.
Playoffs? We'll talk about playoffs.
But yeah, that's all I got on that.
So mine, I'll name a few matchups I could see happening. I'm trying to be unbiased. I feel like my team's the best team in the NBA, though. So I'll go Suns. Suns, Milwaukee 2.0. That's my first choice. Let's see what else. Even though Giannis says he might not, stay there that much longer. I can see
future Nick.
Celtics. What's up, Mitch? Happy birthday, by the way.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Mitch.
Yeah, so I could see Suns Celtics. If not the Suns, I don't see the Nuggets going back. Sorry, I'm not picking the Nuggets going back.
I think losing Bruce Brown was huge. I don't think that's going to be the biggest loss on them.
And I gotta see Jamal Murray stay healthy as well. That's gonna be another indicator for
TRL. What are your thoughts on the Lakers heading into the season?
I feel like that's, as a Suns fan, I feel like that's our biggest threat in the West.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I would pick the Lakers and the Suns in the Western Conference Finals. That's
Okay.
how far. Unless of course we play them before that. But if I had to pick the two best teams in the West, it'd be the Suns and Lakers. I mean, so but back to for the East and the NBA Finals. Let's see what else is a good team out there. I want to say Philadelphia. I don't know. I don't think so. As much as I do like Joel Embiid when he's not crying like a bitch.
Or flopping like a fish.
Yeah. It's mainly, for me, it's just the Celtics and Bucks that I see. I mean, Miami, I don't see them going back. They lost so many and they lost so much in the offseason.
They land Lillard, maybe? No?
If they do get Lillard, I mean, can you imagine the whole they'd have to give up to get him? So I feel like getting Lillard would make it worse.
Hopefully Lillard's a Nick, but I don't know.
What about the Cavs? I feel like they could be sneaky competitive.
That's what I was saying. The Cavs. Yeah, what about the Cavs? They were 51-31 last year.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Donovan disappeared.
Donovan can't carry. Yeah, Donovan can't carry when it matters the most. You're a regular season player, but I can't see. He doesn't carry.
True. The Hawks don't really scare me.
I would pick the Knicks, but I mean it's Julius Randle and Tom Thibodeau that telling me no.
Playoff Randle. I hate. Yeah.
I mean, you just got to get Brunson that actual guy that he can dish the ball to and rely on.
Yeah. And I think if we trade for Damian Lillard, maybe, he'd fix them.
I mean, you have the draft capital, but I mean, it's James Dolan's dumbass. So I mean,
we paid Josh Hart, but we'll see what happens with that too. I think Hart's would be a better number 3 moving forward for us.
Fuck Josh Hart.
Oh, Laker fan. But I mean, my number one pick as far as the finals go, my number one pick is the Suns and Bucks for a second match. So, while yes, the Suns they concern me a lot as far as injuries go. I just that's probably the only thing I see standing in their way is injuries and teams in the West. I mean, Nuggets, Lakers, maybe those are the biggest threats that I think. God, I would love to play the Mavericks in the first round or something like that. I would enjoy that shit.
They ain't making the playoffs. They ain't even making the play-in.
I wish they
Mavericks.
would play us. Fuck Dallas in general. But
they're too dysfunctional with Kyrie and Luka trying to play hero ball.
Yeah, they're too They should have kept Brunson. Should have kept Brunson after the season he had. Let's see what for NBA. What else is there? Is there like an NBA team you guys feel like is being slept on? I mean,
not really, to be honest.
Well,
I want to say OKC.
Probably Utah. I don't know.
But
maybe Utah?
Utah?
Yeah, with Lauri Markkanen and Jordan Clarkson. They have a few hidden gems over there. I think they also, are going to call up their younger guys they drafted a year ago. And I think they might have a chance to progress. And, anybody could practically make the, playing tournament in the West, to be honest.
Well, what do we think about the San Antonio Spurs with Victor now?
I'm not buying the Victor hype. I've said that so many times. I'm not really buying it. I mean, dude was like, in the Summer League, he only played 2 games. He had 1 good game, and they said, okay, he's ready. We're going to sit him out until the regular season. So,
yeah, that's dumb.
They still have a lot of work to do. I don't see San Antonio even being close to the play-in tournament. But I don't know what you guys think about them, but me personally, I don't see them getting to the play-in tournament.
I think it could go either way, no in between.
Yeah. Crazy Juice says, once the season starts, I will say this: the Lakers, also a Laker fan, my Lakers need to show me that they could win another title, and an actual title at that.
Okay, shut.
Utah could probably be.
Yeah, Crazy Juice agrees. All right.
I mean, they started the season off really good last year, but they fell short. I mean,
I think the younger guys they're going to call up are going to come in and produce and spark a new light. That's what I'm thinking.
yeah, but I mean, let's see what else is going on in the NBA. I feel like the Rockets are kind of being slept on, but
I don't believe in the Rockets at all.
Yeah.
I mean, they could be a sleeper too. I feel like they have a better chance of being a sleeper more than Utah does, but that's just me. Yeah, I'd throw Houston in there. Overrated teams, maybe. Who do you think's overrated? Let's see.
The Nuggets.
Overrated?
And Nuggets.
Nuggets, wow. Overrated?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Two teams. From the East and the West. From the West, Clippers. And then in the East, the Cavaliers. Those are my two right there.
Fuck the Clippers. I fucking hate that team.
We already know why, those teams can't stay healthy.
I feel like
they need them most.
I feel like ever since they got Kawhi and PG, they just can't shut the fuck up. It's so annoying.
Yeah, and they got Russ now. They're even more intolerable, yeah.
And they're trying to get James Harden. You think that's going to bring you?
They're trying to recreate OKC over there, like 2013, when they're past their primes already. Nah, that's one of the reasons why. And also for Cavaliers, yeah, Donovan can't carry. Garland's a decent point guard at best, but and nothing too much else out there. When Mobley and Jared Allen has to go up against real competition, they fold. That's how I look at them, really.
Yeah, I don't Cleveland, especially after last year. I mean, I picked the Cavs to beat the Knicks. I said Cavs in 6, and it ends up Knicks fucking demolished them in 5. Like, it was crazy. Let's see. I was trying to say something. I forgot what it was. Shoot. Forgot what I was gonna say. God damn it.
We were on overrated, yeah.
Too busy shitting on the Clippers. Goddamn. But yeah, fuck the Clippers, like I said. But I mean, let's see. We've covered all the topics. We've kind of gotten everything out of the way. Darren and YTC, I don't know if you guys got anything else you want to say about Chicago, because I know you kind of wanted to.
I have one thing to say.
Darren, pull it up.
Pull it up.
I don't have. Oh, okay.
Oh. So here's the thing, though. Chicago, look, I have nothing really against Fields compared to Darren. I think Fields has the potential to be that guy, but you got to pipe down with Fields. He hasn't proven anything, really. I mean, obviously, they're going to say, why are you bringing up a win-loss record when it doesn't matter for quarterback stats? Well, that fact is subjective in its own right. Depends on how you view football. But all I'm saying is that you got to see what he does more. It doesn't take overnight, for him to show his intangibles. It takes over time to see the intangibles. All I'm saying is that pipe down. That's it. You don't have to, just jump into a gasket and throw your eggs in a basket and basically go all in trying to think he's the next coming of fucking Deshaun Watson or some shit like that. That's all I'm saying. And as for comparisons between my quarterback Daniel Jones and him, he's light years ahead as a passer. Until Fields can evolve as a passer, he's not going to get near him in any criteria. Only rushing, obviously, because he ran for 1,000, but that's not saying much in a passing in a pass-based league. That's all I'm saying. Stop with these comparisons and stop trying to overhype this kid. You're doing him more, doing him more harm than good, because you're putting him on a higher pedestal when he can just easily go under the radar and not need these weight of expectations being put on him.
Yeah, and YTC sent me a couple other photos, so I'm assuming this right here is the comparison of Fields and Jones last year.
Yep. Which quarterback you're taking, the top or the bottom?
The bottom.
7 turnovers in how many games? 17? Did he play the full season?
16.
16 games. He missed one. Okay, so
Yeah, we sat him out.
And your quarterback had 19 turnovers. And may I remind you, 11 of them were interceptions. So 8 of them were from fumbles. So he had more fumbles than Daniel Jones had total turnovers.
Yeah, because Jones had 5 picks and 2 fumbles, only 2 loss. That's it.
You can make the argument Dak had a better season than Justin Fields.
I mean, and here's the other one YTC sent me. You guys can't really see that.
That's their criteria for wide receivers. You know, that's basically how sad Chicago is at developing wide receivers and overall quarterback play. You know, you got who's their best quarterback in history? Jay Cutler?
Exactly.
What, Rex Grossman? It's not even a standard. How are you going to put quarterbacks on a pedestal when you don't have a standard bearer for quarterbacks? And it's not even saying much when your standard bearer is Jake Cutler and Rex Grossman. That's all we're saying. Until Chicago establishes themselves as a quarterback, proven school that, that can develop quarterbacks and have a criteria for, what a standard bearer winning quarterback is, they can't, say that this quarterback every year is going to be this and that, whatever quarterback they can turn water into wine with, until they prove they have a standard bearer and a reputation for developing quarterbacks. That's all I'm saying.
So, Darren, I don't know if you want to add to any of that, but
So, like YTC said, I'm sick of the comparisons. Let me haunt all you Bears fans real quick. A double doink, 2018. Yeah, I'm sick of the overhyping of Justin Fields. I think the Bears will yet again be a terrible football team. That's it.
Yeah. So, Chicago. Look. You know what? I honestly don't want to talk about them because it's like I say the same shit over and over again when I talk about the Bears, and it's kind of like.
And some individuals don't get it, yeah.
Yeah, and some people don't get it, but and I'm not gonna air out names. I'm not like that. This is our show, so I'm not gonna do that. But I just per Darren and YTC's request, I just wanted to let them get it all out as far as Chicago goes because I know. Justin Fields does get overhyped by his own fan base, I guess. But we've covered all the topics.
We'll just have to say one.
Anybody in the chat got anything they want to ask before we wrap it up? Is there anything, Randy, YTC, Aaron, anything else you guys want to add?
Wait. Let me make the most fire outro, okay? So the 2023 Super Bowl champions will be my New York Giants.
Let's hope.
That's all I have to say for the rest of the show.
And as for me, well, from my end, we're going to have to see. Week 1's around the corner. Thursday Night Football, we're ready to do Thursday Night Football I got coming up, and obviously, the rest of the games on Sunday. We're going to see what really happens. The time for talking is going to be over when it's all said and done. And by the time we look back in this in January, we're going to either be laughing or we're going to be celebrating off, the takes we make right now throughout this off season. So we're going to have to find out in the next couple of months.
Yeah. Randy, thoughts? Anything you want to add?
I think you're muted.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
I see your mouth moving, but I think you're muted.
Is this connection fucked up? Yeah, we still can't hear you. Damn it. All right.
He's trying to speak in sign language. He's saying basically Philadelphia's gonna
prove it.
Gonna go back and they might run it back and this and that.
Oh, the Diamondbacks. Oh, well, they played the Rockies, so obviously I figured they won. But we'll talk about baseball another time. When it's playoff time, I guess. I know your Yankees, YTC, you put the rookies in, and they're playing.
Yeah, they start winning automatically. We'll see if we can make a late run. It's going to be a long way to go.
Well, Diamondbacks are in the wild card. It's a 4-way tie right now between the D-backs, the Giants, the Marlins, and the Reds. It's a 4-way tie for the third wild card spot. That is crazy. But still got plenty of baseball left. Hopefully the Diamondbacks can sneak in. Still want to play the Dodgers. I still want to play you guys. You guys choke in the playoffs, so it'd be nice.
Oh, you're going to lose. Trust me, you're going to lose.
We are not. We are not. You guys, whew.
Just wait till we get Walker Buehler back. You'll see, buddy.
Walker Buehler. Fuck out of here. By the way, Julio Urias got arrested. Fuck him.
I seen that.
Yeah. But anyway, Randy, I guess he's commenting since we can't hear him. Week 1 is upon us, and he's excited for the NFL season. And, of course, which YTC, hopefully you don't have to sing that, by the way.
Oh, don't worry. I won't be.
Oh, is there a bet going on between these two?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Awesome Kid, if, between the Toronto and Yankee series, if I lose, I have to sing Fly Eagles Fly if they beat us 4-2 in the series. The bet's null and void if it's 3-3, but if I win, he has to sing the Barbie Girl song just to give context to the bet.
Yeah. Giants lost again. All right, bet. We're back in the wild card. Solidified.
All right.
1 game ahead. All right. I think they lost to the Padres again, too.
I have
So,
one more thing. I just wanted to say thank you for having me on the show. Greatly appreciated.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
I might. I'm thinking about asking Coach to come on here next week because my team is playing his team week 2. So maybe I'll sneak Darren back in for the preview as well.
Okay.
But
All right.
then I got some other guests in mind for future episodes. And the way how it's gonna work is I'm gonna bring guests on here, and if the 3 of us keep on enjoying them on the show, I might ask them to be the co-host as well, because there's only 3 of us.
5-panel, maybe a 5-panel rotation, but
Yeah, still trying to grow this a lot. At least 5 in the future, but we'll see how it goes. Corona, keep me updated on baseball because I know you're the Dodgers guy, unfortunately. So
I'll keep updated for baseball too. But
but I got nothing else to say. Anything else you guys want to add? Anything that the chat wants to say before we wrap?
Better luck. Well, best of luck to all teams on the panel.
Yep,
and that's about it.
Go
Giants.
Go
Big Blue.
Even though we
Go
may
Big
not
Blue, baby.
Yep, but appreciate everyone for coming on here for episode 4, episode 5. We'll see if anything else comes up. But
we'll see you guys.
Yep.
Time to shock the world next Sunday. Let's go, DJ. Let's go, Giants.
Yep.
Go Big Blue. Go Daniel Jones. All right. Peace out. It was nice
Peace
meeting
out,
you.
people. See you guys next week.
And I'll see you.